stand. Colors.
At this time, will everyone please stand for the national anthem?
Welcome to this year's National Honor Society Induction Ceremony at Frankford High School. You should be happy and proud to be here today to witness this important event in the lives of our fellow classmates. We are to be recognized for our accomplishments and efforts, which allow us to be a member of such a prestigious organization.
Dr. Calderon, Ms. Ortiz, Mrs. McDermott-Fair, faculty, students, and parents, welcome to Frankford High School's National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. We are gathered here today to formally recognize those students for successfully completing their candidacy and are being inducted as new members of the National Honor Society chapter. We hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you too are charged with in maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Our chapter is proud to induct its newest members and, with today's ceremony, indicates the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent for our school and community. Throughout the year, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. In addition to the strong academic records which established our eligibility for membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations, and we serve our school and community through numerous activities. We are proud of these record accomplishments and welcome these new members who bring new energy in support of our continuing work as National Honor Society members. Thank you. Now at this time, we will hear about the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society, read by Ms. Nevaeh Green.
Now we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in Frankford High School's chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as standards for the society. Members of the chapter will now review these qualities for the candidates. We begin with scholarship.
Scholarship.
Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is one great element in life which leads to the high success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship.
Leadership. Leadership should apply a wholesome influence on the school and taking creativity in the classroom and in school activities. The real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interest for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are weak without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed. Thus, a leader is a meaningful and practical charge to each of our members.
Service. My outfit is service. Service can be established by the routine of the day work, where many opportunities arise to help others, both at school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of those in need without monetary reward or public recognition is a quality we seek in our membership and promote for the entire student body. We are committed to volunteer our time and talent to the creation of a better tomorrow.
Character. Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for us our own individuality, our goodness. It is without which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is the force of character that guides one through life and, once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved, not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. We must be in reality when we wish to appear to others, to be rather to seem. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove it by example that we value character.
And now at this time, we will hear a poem read by Mr. Antonio Andujar. It's Really Up to You by Shala Bullman.
It's really up to you. Poem by Shala Bullman. One word can start a friendship. One kiss a love affair. One smile can bring you laughter. One hug can show you care. One wave of your hand can say hello. One tear can make you cry. One gentle touch can warm a heart. One dream can make you fly. One song can bring back memories. One thought sees brighter days. One wish can bring colorful rainbows. One good deed can bring you praise. One moon can light your darkness. One star can guide your soul. One step will start each journey. One hope to make your goal. One hand to hold in friendship. One heart that's kind and true. One love, one friend is all you need. It's really up to you.
And now at this time, will all of the new inductees please rise? Raise your right hand and repeat the National Honor Society pledge. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands, and will maintain and encourage the high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Please be seated. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is where it gets good. I want everybody to give us a round of applause for the graduating class of 2020. At this time, we always follow suit with our junior class candidates, starting with Miss Viana Alvarado Perez. Unfortunately, she was not able to be here with us today. Next, Mr. George Castro. Miss Edzenardi Canton. Mr. Jamil Dabney. Mr. Najir Fletcher. Mr. Yeshua Ham. Mr. Cameron Leach. Mr. Marcus Logan. Miss Gertie Merlio Acosta. Miss Talia Ross. Mr. Unia Sarada Marcelino. Miss Paige Taylor. Miss Zaya Tenaglia. Mr. Kyrie Williams. And lastly, Miss Diasia Wise. Please give one final round of applause for the graduating class of 2020. Let's give a round of applause for the graduating class of 2019. Starting with President Miss Farah Caesar. National Honor Society Vice President Miss Alexis Wallace. National Honor Society Treasurer, Miss Ruby Trim. And lastly, National Honor Society Secretary, Ms. Zaria Tab. Thank you very much. And now we start and commence with the rest of the senior class, starting with Ms. Odeva Ageman, I'm sorry. Mr. Christ Noah Adeshakan. Miss Amina Ahmad. Mr. Sharif Brown. Miss Leisha Carrasquillo. Miss Ashley DeLeon. Miss Brianna Diaz. Miss Amber Emery. Miss Nevada Green. Mr. Ezekiel Hernandez. Mr. Jason Labarge. Mr. Curtis Lake. Mr. Edgar Marti Padilla. Miss Tiana Quinones Abdullah. Mr. Reynaldo Ramirez. Mr. Luis Reyes. Mr. Tynell Rhodes. Miss Angel Rivera. Miss Dianca Rodriguez Bernal. Miss Taylor Small. Miss Ziance Smith. And lastly, Miss Tiana Watts. Please give one last round of applause for the graduating class. And now, at this time, we will hear a few words from our principal, Dr. Michael Calhoun, followed by the choir performance, Hashivenu, arranged by Doreen Brown.
Thank you, Mrs. Connolly. Good morning, students, parents, faculty, and staff. Very happy to stand before you today to celebrate this momentous occasion in all of your lives. Before I address our National Honor Society inductees, I'd like to thank the faculty and staff members that have made today possible. Ms. Kramer in the band, Ms. Cardoni and Ms. Wizzup in the choir, Chief Patterson, First Sergeant Fraioli for ROTC, all of the others that have contributed, but especially Mrs. Cannoli for the tremendous time, effort, and attention to detail that she puts in to make this event so special for all of you. I'm extremely grateful for all you've done to bring this day to fruition. Now to our inductees. We've heard about scholarship, leadership, character, and service. These are four seemingly ordinary words, but become so much more when contextualized as the four pillars of the National Honor Society. Webster's Dictionary defines the word pillar as an upright structure of stone, brick, or other material, relatively slender in proportion to its height, and of any shape and section, used as a building support for standing alone, as for a monument. As the definition suggests, a pillar can stand by itself as a monument. However, it takes four pillars, correctly aligned, to form a foundation that can support the weight of a building, home, or in your case, your future in our society. You're not here today simply because you have a high GPA, but that you also embody the four pillars mentioned before: scholarship, service, leadership, and character. To possess any of these four pillars is a blessing in and of itself. When you're able to demonstrate the characteristics of these pillars and harness the power that comes from all of them, you're well on your way to changing your life and the lives of those around you. See, lots of people have character, lots of students get good grades. There are people that provide tremendous amounts of service to the community, and still others who are leaders. What makes you stand out from all of these people is that you possess all of these traits. I want you to make sure that you do not see today as the culmination or pinnacle of your careers. Rather, I want you to see this as a starting point for whatever comes next for you. Many of you will be moving on to college next year. Others will go into the service to serve in the armed forces or begin to work. Still others will be returning back to Frankford High School for your senior year. Wherever you are next year, know this: the four pillars of National Honor Society can serve as the streetlights for your life. They will illuminate your path to success, no matter how dark the day may seem, so long as you keep them present in your mind and your heart. There's never a time where you will have learned everything there is to learn or have nothing left to learn. There will never be a day when the world does not need us to serve our fellow brothers and sisters. Character is something that can never be lost and that never goes out of style. You're more than just future alumni of Frankford High School. You're more than a rising senior at Frankford High School. You're more than the future soldiers, doctors, lawyers, teachers, social workers, accountants, and business owners. It's each and every one of you that will shape what our city, our country, and world ultimately end up being. You are, in fact, our future. I'd like to congratulate all of you again on this tremendous accomplishment and wish you all the best in whatever is next for each and every one of you. If everyone could please join me. At this point, it's my pleasure to reintroduce our National Honor Society advisor, Mrs. Kimmel.
And now our choir will perform Hashivenu. start our National Honor Society medallion rite, I would like to say some final words to the graduating class of 2019. I would like to quote the beloved author A.A. Milne of Winnie the Pooh. If there is ever a tomorrow when we're not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But most of all, the important thing is, even if we're apart, I'll always be with you. And now at this time, we are going to bestow the National Honor Society medallions to our National Honor Society officers and award them with the highest recognition of the academic achievement that they so well deserve. These students should be commended for their accomplishments. The following students are Miss Farah Caesar, Miss Alexis Wallace, National Honor Society President. Miss Ruby Tran, National Honor Society Treasurer. And Miss Zaria Tab, NHS Secretary. Let's give our National Honor Society officers a round of applause. And now at this time, the moment we've all been waiting for, the faculty-nominated award winners for the 4 Pillars Award, starting with our junior candidate, Mr. Marcus Logan. Our senior winner is Miss Ruby Tran. And now, let's hear some final words from our National Honor Society President. But before we do, let's give one final round of applause for all of our inductees today.
Thank you all for attending our NHS induction ceremony. Please join me once again in applauding all of our new Honor Society members. On the behalf of National Honor Society, principal, and staff, we would all like to thank Mrs. Canuli for taking the time out of her busy schedule to make this a memorable experience for all of us. Thank you. And now, will everyone please stand as our newest members of the National Honor Society recess.
left, face, that's that, march.